and okay. Uh, Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on AI and elections. Thank you for joining us. My name is Anouar Masaoudi, and I will be guiding you through today's presentation. In this session, we will explore how artificial intelligence is reshaping electoral processes, what opportunities it brings, but also the challenges and risks we need to be aware of. Here is how the presentation is structured. Please let me just show the slide. First, we have an introduction and overview. Second thing, the section one, the role of AI in elections. Section two, global case studies. Section three, ethical and political challenges. Section four, and the last section is future perspectives. Additional thing is an Q&A session. After this, we will conclude. Then I'm joined by my teammates, and each of us will cover one of these sections. First, my name is Anouar Masaoudi, and I'm the moderator, and I'm a CS student.
So, hi everyone, my name is Rania Benniss. I'm 18 years old and I'm majoring in communication studies.
Hello, I'm Essadki, majoring in international studies.
Hello, I'm Yassine Mesaoudi. I'm 20 years old and majoring in computer science.
Hello guys, my name is Wael Doumi. I am 20 years old, major in international studies.
Then, for the moment, for the first thing, election and AI influence. Understanding elections are essential to democracy, ensuring leadership selection that reflects the people's will. They promote Uh, they promote fairness, transparency, accountability, and peaceful transition of power. Uh, the next slide is about elections and AI influence, connection between AI and elections, voter data analysis. AI helps understanding voter behavior and preferences. Targeted communication, personalized political messaging based on data, elections security, AI assist in detecting fraud, misinformation, or irregularities, administrative efficiency, automating vote counting, logistics planning, and monitoring. After this, we have the section one made by Issam Sadqi. Thank you for listening to this introduction. Now let's begin our first main topic. Section one focused on the role of AI in elections. This part will explain how AI is used in areas like voter profiling, targeted political ads, misinformation and detection, and electoral data analysis. I will now hand it over to Issam Sadqi. The floor is yours.
So, thank you, everyone. I will of course present the relation between AI and elections because it is the main topic of our presentation today. But I will also transcend the election part in order to explore the political part in general. So, as we know, AI is endowed by some characteristics such as accuracy, efficiency, and transparency. In its accuracy, it can avoid mistakes because AI, as we know, is the result of mathematical scientific calculations, so the margin of error is low. It is also efficient because it has been programmed to wisely manage time. It is also transparent because for AI, it is easy to throw and put apart the unauthorized practices related to elections specifically, and politics generally. Second, AI can automate administrative tasks. But how and why? First, as we know, our world is full of pressing issues and with the big complexities, and the routine tasks should not be taken or under the responsibility of people, but we can uh, transmit it or give it to AI just to manage these routine tasks and let people and decision makers to focus in complex issues. It also monitors digital spaces. It can identify disinformation and foreign interference. So AI has a big role, very important role in the process of elections. It can detect duplicates because maybe you know this information or not. Unfortunately, some candidates running for elections may exhort or encourage people to vote one, two, or three times by changing their identities. And this can be known and depicted by AI. It also improves accessibility because nowadays we live in an inclusive society where all people should have a say. Disabled people are at the center of this debate. AI will facilitate to these disabled people to access to the electorate process and to give their opinion in it and to impose their thoughts in a democratic way. It also manages databases as it is accurate and it is the result of scientific and mathematical um, calculations. So there is a problem. In social media, there is a widespread of information. Until now, we have no problem. But the problem is the following: in this information, in these accounts that publish this information, there is a high use of AI in order to manipulate these viewers. It can alter the says of someone in order to benefit another. And in the context of politics, this is very sensible. And I think, in my opinion, this is in contrast with democracy because democracy cannot be established with wrongly informed electorates. Moving on to the generality, which is politics, the role of AI in politics. AI and policy making, it can enhance government decision processes because AI, as we said, is accurate, efficient, and transparent, and it is the result of mathematical calculations based on millions and millions of information. Human decision makers may uh, be wrong in their decisions or may forget and not mention important aspects of a certain decision. And here AI has its role. It can guide these people, these decision makers. So AI is also, it has an hand in political communication and public opinion shaping, as I said before, through social media. And we can cite the example of Donald Trump with his Twitter account, or as we call it now, uh, X, published many fake videos or deepfakes, putting him in a good or in ideal perspective and humiliating his opponents. So AI can also help governance and it is transparent, and it can also fight corruption. Yes, because AI has essentially been programmed to fight these things. So it is the specialty of AI. Okay, so AI nowadays, recently, has been consistently incorporated in politics. And a vivid example could be the Ministry of AI in Albania that has as a minister an AI tool, which is, we can call her or it, Diela. It has also an important role in security systems. And an example could be the drones that has been launched by Putin in Europe. And these drones has been trapped by AI security systems. And when I talk about security systems, in this case, I'm not referring to cyber security and all of this. I'm referring to the military part, the military armament, etc., that can fight these drones that has been sent by Putin. And it was a very, very efficient move from the European countries. So another example could be in the electoral process, could be the elections in Moldavia, where there was a very, very lamentable propaganda campaign held by the Russian counterpart in order to promote or in order to help the opponent of a pro-European candidate. And in this strategy, Russia has changed the size of this electorate, this candidate running for elections. But fortunately, or unfortunately for some, this did not happen. Also, AI is a subject of geopolitical competition because it has a hand in security systems, in armaments. So we have, on the one hand, the USA investing and putting a lot of money in their AI tools. I think over $300 million. And on the other hand, we have China that invested over $1 million in its AI. And along these countries, we have France, European countries, Germany, and Japan, who has also invested in their AI tools in order to preserve and in order to be updated in the international scene vis-à-vis these great powers and this rivalry. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Issam. Thank you so much, Issam, for the clear explanation of AI's role in election. We will now move on to section two, which looks at global case studies. Here we'll examine real examples of how different countries use AI during elections, both successfully and problematically. I invite Wael to take your spot.
Thank you, Mr. Anouar,
You
for
have the
giving me the
floor,
floor.
Wael.
Thank you. So we will begin with the first example, in which case global studies work like. The first example is United States. In the USA, artificial intelligence play a major role in shaping how modern campaigns operate. So AI is used to understand voters and also to improve and campaign strategies and protect elections from digital threats. Uh, as we witnessed in the last elections. We'll give you an example, a real example, from Cambridge Analytica case during the 2016 elections, where AI analyzes data from millions of people in social media like X and X platform and Facebook and Instagram use it to create highly targeted political message. So these examples show that how powerful AI can be influencing voter behavior, even it's fake post from anonymous. Another example comes from 2022 in Biden campaign, which AI used to automatically write fundraising email and predict which voters were almost likely to donate or support the campaign, even it's this is uh, they are not a real person in your life. So this made communication faster and more efficient and more personalized. A third example from the example of USA, it's from the last elections from 2024 elections when a deepfake audio of President Biden telling people not to vote that creating a huge hamster and AI detection system were immediately used to identify the fake recording and stop it from speeding. And short from that, what we learn from the USA example is AI act like a strategic engine that support campaign analysis voters and defending elections and from digital manipulation. So the second example, it's France. So France, it's effective and likely not like USA. So like France, use AI mainly to protect elections and maintain safe, trustworthy digital environment, uh, especially in the in context of work, almost like digital bodyguards that monitors misinformation and that ensure fairness between the voters. So one example, real example that we can give us during the 2020, the 2017 Macron leaks, when fake documents and manipulated files were released just before the elections. So AI tools help detect which documents were false and prevent misleading information from spreading widely into social media and French platform. And second example happening during the 2020 European elections when the EU digital services act required major platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to use AI to automatically remove harmful or false electoral content. So in this case, France strongly act and limited this false information and enforced this widely in Europe. And the last example about French strategy that used in AI elections, AI especially in elections, another form come from news agency in 2024, which AI used the system to monitor exposed deepfake videos and edited images and that targeted candidate during the presidential campaign. So, lastly, to conclude that France used mainly to protect truth, faith, and disinformation to ensure that citizens receive a real information about the elections that accurate and make the elections uh, goes more strictly. And we're gonna move to the example of India. So, lastly, India use AI in helpful tools that make voting easily for uh, for diverse that we know that India has a lot of population. So AI supports voters directly without giving to another place to vote by giving them information. I guiding them through the elections process. And one strong example that support my argument is that there is what called mobile app Vigil, that which use AI to allow citizens to report elections violations such as illegal campaign or bribery. The app automatically verifies the location and send the complaint to the official uh, sectors that protect this elections. And the second example is the rise of AI voice uh, technology during the 2023 and 2024. The regional elections were held during this time, where political parties used AI to detect voice of leaders and send personalized audio messages to voters in their own languages, and not other language. Uh, the last example about the India case studies in AI elections is that comes from the last elections in 2024 that held in 2024, when many Indian states use AI-powered WhatsApp chatbot that helped voters check their polling station, verify their voters' ID, and understand the voting rules that in multiple languages. But we know that India has more than 200 language spread regionally. Each region speak a specific language. Uh, Lastly, overall AI in India acts like a voter assistant that improve participation and access to information, that make transparency in India. The last example, it's about the China. So even the China don't use a democratic way, as we know. It's more as a communism system. It still use AI around local elections and political participation event. So mainly, China serves a management tools more than specify the voters. So one real example about this is that China, when they use AI sentiment analysis, where algorithms scan millions of online comments during local people Congress elections and understand public relation and detect emerging issues. Another example that supports my argument is the use of AI-powered cameras in some regions, and I think now it's spread widely in the whole of China. That during the villages committee elections, the system helped manage crowd movement, prevent conflicts, and keep the voting environment stable without chaos. Lastly, the last example is the use of AI data processing system during the local political consultations, where AI helps authorities analyze a large amount of citizens' feedback and participation data to like to fix the issues that spread widely in the China. Lastly, to conclude, in China, AI is used primarily to monitor political activity, maintain and manage the flow of elections and related to the AI elections. So, my friend, all of the example from the USA and France as a major power to the India as the development country that will ride the world soon, and the China, of course. This global example show that AI play very different rules depending on the country. Uh, we can start from the USA, it shaped campaign strategy, and the France, it to protect elections from misinformation is the most important things uh, that we must use AI. And India, it helps voters to participate more easily, even the language barriers from different regions. And lastly, China is monitor and manage the political activities without bias. And this case study demonstrates how AI is transforming elections around the world, and each one has its own way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Wael. Now, sorry. Thank you so much, Wael, for those interesting case studies. Now, move to section three, ethical and political challenges. This section will highlight the risks of AI in elections, such as bias, manipulations, privacy problems, and threats the democratic transitions. I will now give the floor to Yassine.
Thank you, Anwar. And yes, our discussion has led us to the ethical risks of AI in elections. Now, AI was often talked about as a novelty, chatbots talking, sending messages, maybe a bot to buy stuff here and there, but we never really considered what it would do to things that we considered innately human. So the last elections, 2024 elections had like 2 billion voters. So you get you get me. There's a lot of data to work with, and humans can't work with that much data. So they have to use these digital means. One way of doing that is digital capitalism or surveillance capitalism, in which we need a huge amount of data that is harvested from a huge amount of people to target voters with hyper specialized messages. It's not longer just like broad messages sent to people to get their approval. They target each and every person through their psychographic profile. Now, these algorithms already are biased because if you train something on data is innately like biased by the humans that took it in the first place. So wherever bias you have there, it's translated into your program, into your algorithm, and that can lead to some pretty undermining effects. I would say it led to like I don't know, unemployment for some groups of people, and yeah, it basically silences minorities. And we also have the problem of the liar's dividend, basically the devil's advocate. So we know that there are deepfakes videos of people in which those people are not themselves. Danger isn't just that people would believe these videos; it's that if someone really did that stuff, they would just use it as a scapegoat, and they would like I don't know, escape from their responsibility. They they can dismiss any real evidence as fake. Basically, erodes the reality at this point. Now, manipulation and democratic integrity. Now, if you ask me how this would impact like the integrity of the voting in itself, I would say that AI targets your personal fears and desires, basically bypasses your common sense at this point, and creates a debate built on emotions and your fears because it knows you better than you know yourself. The internet is a black box at the end of the day. You opened Pandora's box, you can't close it now, so you gotta deal with it. We have echo chambers in which you feel like the algorithms is feeding you all this information about how good this stuff is and like hiding the bad stuff. One example is that we are using chatbot in this webinar. So, like any bad or cussing or anything that goes against like YouTube guidelines will get deleted immediately. So you only see the good part. And we also have AI-driven astroturfing, or what do we call them, cyber troops. So it creates like this fake consensus that all the people agree about this topic, but it's just an illusion of popularity to trick you into following the crowd. Humans always want to follow the crowd. We're social beings after all. ultimately, this all threatens your cognitive liberty as you start second guessing yourself on what you actually think and what actually was put into you through subliminal messaging and things you see on the everyday life. This brings you to a transparency issue. Like, we know that the internet was already a pretty black place. Like, you don't know what's going on there. AI is even darker than that because you don't know the algorithm was built upon. So there's basically no basis on where to go and where you fed this information. So accountability is near possible. So what is the solution? As I said, the cat's out of the bag. Can't put genie back in the bottle. But we need to regulate it. Governments already started doing this. The EU AI Act is like the best in this case because the whole of Europe is taking AI very seriously. They even have AI ministers down there, and they like label AI as this high risk thing, which means it mandates strict supervision, transparency, and human oversight. They also want clear labeling in any synthetic or generated content like deepfakes. In the US, we have the FCC banning AI robocalls and the adoption of C2PA standards to verify where digital content comes from. Basically means that no fake calls from robots from your phone, and there's like a uh, digital, I guess, artifact on stuff that is made with AI in its code, basically. And to conclude, uh, this section is about upholding democratic integrity, and as I showed, it basically requires balance at the end of the day. You need the innovation that brings AI. Because, let's be honest, too many people to regulate. I mean, if you don't get the information, you might end up voting for something and you don't even have the information on it. People are using AI as their main news source for the last couple of years, and we need to pair it with proactive regulation and ethical standards to protect the truth. And thank you very much. I'll
Thank you
leave
very
the
much,
floor to my.
Yassine, for the insightful analysis of the challenges. We have looked at the present. Now let's talk about the future. Section 4 will cover future perspectives, including the evolution of AI tools, possible regulations, and what governments must do to protect democratic integrity. I invite Rania to begin. I'm sorry. Now you have the floor.
So, hello everyone. As we all know, AI is changing many parts of our lives, and now it is also starting to change how countries run elections. So, I will explain how AI can help, what problems it can create, how governments should control it, and why we need to protect democracy. So the first point is the future of AI in elections. So in the future, AI will play a bigger role in elections. AI can help governments organize elections better, predict voting trends, and even detect problems in real time. For example, in Brazil 2022, AI systems were used to look at millions of social media posts every hour to find fake news about the elections. This help protect voters from misinformation. So AI can make elections faster and more secure, but we must also be careful because AI can be misused if there are no rules. The second part is AI for transparency and fairness. AI can also make elections more fair and more transparent. AI system can check if campaign money is used legally. They check the strange voting patterns and finally show how decisions are made. For example, in the United States, AI tools are used to look at thousands of documents to find illegal political donation or unusual spending. Human cannot read or all these documents, but AI can do it in 1 or 2 minutes. This helps create trust in the election process. However, AI should always be supervised by humans. The third point I will talk about is AI in voter education. So, one very positive thing is how AI helps voters. Today, many people do not know where to vote or what documents they need. AI tools make this much easier. For example, in India, during the 2019 elections, millions of people used WhatsApp chatbots powered by AI. They could ask simple questions, for example, where is my polling station? Uh, what time can I vote? What do I need to bring? The AI answered in a different language, so everyone can understand. And AI also help with fact checking, so voters can avoid the fake news and choose more wisely. So the fourth point is the role of governments and laws. Uh, so a good example we can use in this part is the European Union in the European Union AI Act, the first big law that controls how AI can be used. This law says that elections related AI is high risk and must follow strict rules like transparency, data protection, and human supervision. So the government must protect personal data, control political advertising, make sure AI systems are fair, and finally keep human in charge. Without rules, AI can be dangerous, and with the rules, AI become a tool that helps democracy. So the fifth point is balancing innovation and democracy. So the most important point is balance. AI can improve elections. It can make them faster, safer, and more transparent. But we cannot let AI make this decision alone. Humans must stay in control. A good example is Estonia, one of the most digital democracies. They use AI to help with the identity checks and administration, but humans make all political and voting decision. This is the right balance, using technology but protecting human autonomy. So for the last part, the final takeaway. So to finish, AI brings both big opportunities and big risk. For the opportunities, there are better voter education, more transparency, faster monitoring, and protection against misinformation. And for the risk, we have biases, privacy problems, and manipulations. AI itself is not good or bad. What matter is how we use it. If we have strong ethics, good laws, and human supervision, AI can make elections stronger and safer. But without rules, AI can become a danger to democracy. So the future of AI in elections depend on us and how we choose to guide it. And thank you everyone for listening. And if you have any questions, write it in the comments. Thank you.
Thank you to all the presenters for their great contributions. We will now move to the Q&A session. Feel free to type your questions in the chat, whether there are about AI technology, political risks, regulations, or everything. I will read each question out loud, and either I or one to of my teammates will answer. Now let's move on to the first question, of course. For the first question is what is one risk of using AI in elections? Please, one of you can answer this question.
Okay, so this question touches my parts, so I will answer to it. Elections as AI, as I said, has been consistently used in the few years, the recent years, in media to falsificate or to change or alter some realities, some says of some candidates. So I agree with you. AI can sometimes be used uh, very in a bad way, but um, there are some organizations, some cooperative that act in order to prevent this, and nothing can be fully reliable. I agree with you, but it is majorly and mainly either in the media part or in the count of votes. Because, as I said in my part, AI can act in order to automate tasks, and I meant by automating tasks this operation of counting the votes. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Issam. Now we will move to the second question. Why do we need law to regulate AI in elections? Who's gonna answer this, please? Anyone?
Yes,
I can answer.
yeah, go ahead.
Of course.
Because without rules, AI can be misused or biased, as I said. Laws can make sure AI is used responsibly, fairly, and with the human supervision. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we'll move into another question. Here is it beyond the risk of voters believing fake videos? How does the mere existence of fakes damage democratic trust? Of
So,
course, you can.
as I said, there's the concept of liar's dividend, which is basically a double-edged sword, right? We don't want people to believe in fake content. We also don't want them to not believe in it, because if you think everything you watch is generated, everyone that did anything bad in history can get away with it. So you gotta be able to discern between what is fake and what is real. This is why we gotta have a higher level of digital literacy and AI literacy in our current world. And I think we are moving towards that. Some countries are already there, but here in Morocco, I think we are moving there. Yeah, we are getting there. Thank you.
Then, as we see, uh, as we reach the end of this webinar, we want to thank you all for joining us. Today, we explored how AI is transforming elections, the real world, examples around the world, the ethical risks, and what the future of electoral integrity might look like. We hope you learned something valuable and that this presentation helps you see the importance of regulating AI in democratic systems. A big thank you to my teammates for their great work, and thank you to all of you for your time and attention. Have a great evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for you all.